What is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode. I haven't been out here in the garage for quite a while, but I am starting a new project, so I figured I'd get the camera out. Well, not the camera, I lost the camera. I'm using my phone until I can find my camera. So here's the current garage situation. The EG is on the back burner still because I have big plans for the IS. I actually just ordered a 1JZ swap. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just going to get this mess cleaned up so I can start a project. I got to get the IS out so I can, work around it. It's stuffed against the wall there. And I'm going to get the EG moved over. And I got to wash both cars. The EG hasn't been washed since last spring, I think, or since before the track day. And it's covered in nasty brake dust and stuff. So I'm going to wash this car. I'm going to get the IS out. Get working on that. And this car is also filthy. It's got a broken window regulator, but it's getting a 1J, so stay tuned for that. I'm going to talk to you guys about the plans for the 1J, how I'm going to do it. I'm going to try to save as much money as I can. It's going to be super cheap. I'll talk to you guys about that in a minute once I get the garage cleaned up. Garage all cleaned up finally. Well, not cleaned up. I got the cars cleaned up finally, and I got the EG moved over here so I can finally start working on the IS300. So this car is nothing special. This is a stock 5-speed NAGE IS300. Nothing special. The only modifications are coilovers, just cheap eBay coilovers, and like a stage 2 clutch and a really nice exhaust system. And I did one drift event in it and it did really well, but I'm craving more power, so that's why we're going 1J. I chose a 1JZ because basically three things. This is a really easy swap in the IS300. Basically not a whole lot of fabrication other than wiring and an exhaust downpipe. So it should everything bolts right in, but getting it running is a different story. That's a whole different topic that I'm going to cover on the next video. But reliability was a big thing in choosing this engine. There's a lot of different options for the IS300 now. You can go 1UZ, obviously 2JZ like an Aristo. People have put LSs in them and stuff, but I chose the 1JZ just for reliability purposes. This is a super reliable power plant. The second choice would be obviously power. My power goals are about 350 horsepower, which should be easily obtained with just a simple boost controller on a 1JZ Vvti. So 12, 14 pounds stock turbo and a boost controller. The ECU, the stock ECU will run it just fine. And I should be, 320 to 350 horsepower, and in a little IS300, that's more than enough for a drift car. And then the other reason I chose the 1JZ is obviously the sound that they make. They sound amazing. So that was the reasoning behind choosing the 1JZ. I'm really excited to get it in. I've been researching this swap on and off for probably about 4 years. This is my fourth IS300. So I've had other ones that I've always wanted to do the swap on, and the timing was just right, so I went ahead and pulled the trigger, and here we are. It's a little overwhelming. The information on the internet to swap a 1JZ into an IS300 there's a lot of incorrect information out there, and there's a lot of incomplete information out there. So I'm going to do my best to document this as best I can. If you have ever planned on or done research on this, the forum posts are extremely incomplete. Most of the guys are running, standalone ECUs, which, this is an expensive swap already. I know they've gone up in price considerably over the past 2 or 3 years, but to add another $1,200 to $2,500 on top of the engine itself to go standalone, it just doesn't seem right to me. I mean, I wouldn't even consider that. I mean, I would go with a different engine if you're going to be $4,000 into a 350 horsepower engine. So I'm going to keep the stock ECU and everything like that, keep it reliable, keep it all OEM Toyota. That's the plan. I'm going to document how I do it. This is my first time doing it, so I'm still learning. Obviously, in the IS300, there's a lot of different things to consider. The body controller system runs the gauge clusters and the gauge system, and I believe it's called the Toyota Beam Network. It's all CAN communication. So choosing the right ECU to maintain all of the factory functions, I think, is very important. But if you're not putting a 1J in an IS300, if you're putting in like a S13 or S14, obviously you're just going to run, aftermarket gauges or what have you, or like a standalone race pack or whatever you would choose. But since the chassis is Toyota, I plan to keep it all functioning like a factory Toyota. So I'm going to go into in depth my plans in the next video, as far as getting the JZ into the IS300. But I just wanted to start the vlog process here, get the garage ready. I'm going to hang out here for a couple more hours and pick up a little bit and probably have a beer and then go inside. So I will see you guys in the next video. Hopefully this winter, the plan this winter is to get the 1J into the IS300. I'm going to call it like phase 1 is going to be to get the engine in the car and get it running, and then I can tinker around with the intercooler, tinker around a little bit more with my fuel system. I'll go over all that in the next video, the full game plan. And then I'm still planning on, hopefully, which is why I have this car here, I didn't put it in storage this winter, is I'd like to get the Type R swap installed into the EG once I get the JZ at least running in the IS300. So just stay tuned, guys. I'm just starting the vlog process up again. It's been a slow couple months. I just haven't been out here working, and yeah, so stay tuned, guys, for lots more content on the JZ, as well as hopefully some Honda content soon. And have a good night, guys.